What is going on, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global back here with another video, and in this one, we're going to be talking about how Patriots veteran wide receiver Julian Edelman is extremely motivated for this upcoming 2020 season, and this is arguably the most motivated that Julian Edelman has ever been. Now, Mike Giardi came out saying how there was a Patriots player. Now, we don't know who this Patriots player was, but they had some comments on Julian Edelman after some questions were asked about him, and this Patriots player basically just said that, look, Julian Edelman is extremely motivated for this upcoming season. He does not like to lose. He likes to win. He's super motivated, arguably the most motivated person in the entire Patriots locker room, and he knows that everybody is counting out the Patriots this upcoming season. They think they're going to be nothing. They think that they're a team that isn't going to win any games, and he knows that everybody thinks with Tom Brady gone, Edelman is going to be nothing because people think that Julian Edelman is just a product of Tom Brady. And it's no question, the connection between Tom Brady and Julian Edelman was nothing short of a bromance. I mean, they were not only best friends on the field, but they were even best friends off the field, and Tom Brady even once said that Julian Edelman was like the little brother that he never had. But let's also keep in mind this. Tom Brady might be a friend off the football field, but on the field, he is now an enemy to the New England Patriots and Julian Edelman. Brady decided to pack it up and leave the New England Patriots this season, which ultimately left Julian Edelman behind. Let's also remember that Tom Brady lured Rob Gronkowski out of retirement, because Brady even told Gronk, just come out of retirement, man, come to Tampa Bay and play with me. And Gronk was like, yeah, okay, I'm down for it. And let's remember that Gronk, Edelman, and Brady, they were all a trio in New England. That was the brotherhood, the three musketeers, and now 2 out of the 3 are off playing on another team. And of course, not just on any other team, like they're playing on the same team. A very big question for me this offseason has been, what happens with Julian Edelman? Let's remember that Tom Brady, his favorite target was Julian Edelman. But we haven't really heard much about Julian Edelman and Jarrett Stidham, who's expected to take over at quarterback for the New England Patriots this upcoming season. We didn't really hear anything about training camp with the two. Jarrett Stidham and Julian Edelman both got a few snaps during the Patriots' final preseason games this past year against the Giants, in which they connected on one play for a 20-yard reception. But other than that, hadn't really heard anything. But recent news came out that I'm sure you all know, because if you're subscribed to the channel, I made a video on this, that Jarrett Stidham and Julian Edelman have been working out very consistently together. They're really starting to build up a bond off the field. They're beginning to build a relationship, but also trying to make sure that chemistry, that relationship that they might have off that field will be able to translate on the field also. Mike Giardi also wanted to note that Edelman has been a regular at throwing sessions with Julian Edelman, with Brian Hoyer, with the other receivers. But it is a little different between Edelman and the other receivers when it comes to Jarrett Stidham, because Stidham and Edelman have been working out pretty much on the daily. Now, when you look at these veterans for the New England Patriots, I'm talking about Patrick Chung, Devin McCourty, Julian Edelman, those guys specifically, Matthew Slater, they don't like to lose, but more specifically, they know what the team is capable of, and they do not like when anybody tries to tear that down. The fans, the media, anybody outside of the Patriots organization, which is why the past few years, they've kind of been playing this nobody believes in us card, which, of course, famously was used to motivate the team into winning the Super Bowl in 2018. The Patriots started off that year very rough. Everybody thought the dynasty was done. They finished with an 11-5 record, but still went on to become Super Bowl champions. And the big thing that motivated them was that nobody believes in us card. And that is exactly what the team is rolling with this upcoming season, especially Julian Edelman. This is firing him up. Edelman and McCourty and Slater, these are all guys who are trying to prove exactly what I've been saying to you guys for months, ever since Brady left. And that is, this team is still a force to be reckoned with even without Tom Brady. And everybody then tries to use that card of, well, Patriots Global, stop hating on Tom Brady. And I'm not hating, man. I love Tom Brady, and I'm very thankful for what he's done. But statistically, from a football standpoint, he played just below average this past season. For some reason, a lot of Patriots fans like to think that Tom Brady is the only guy on the Patriots team, that Tom Brady is the only reason that we are 6-time Super Bowl champions. Something that I like to say to put this offseason and how the fans are reacting and their faith in Tom Brady into perspective is this. And you've probably heard me say it before, but the Patriots could have kept Tom Brady this offseason. Brady could still be on the Patriots, and the Patriots could have still lost every single offseason edition and arguably more. Let's say if they lost Patrick Chung and they didn't get Devin McCourty back. Patriots fans would still be saying we're perfectly fine. We're still Super Bowl contenders. We're still going to the playoffs just because Tom Brady was still with the team. And on the other flip side of that, the Patriots could have kept every offseason loss that they had. Let's say that they were able to keep Danny Shelton, Jamie Collins, Kyle Van Noy, everybody, but they lost Tom Brady and Tom Brady only. We'd still be in the same situation now where everybody is screaming the Patriots are done, they're not winning games, they're not going anywhere, they're not playoff contenders, they're not Super Bowl contenders. So if you're not going to listen to me that the Patriots are still a team to be reckoned with even without Tom Brady, then at least take it from the veterans who have been in the New England Patriots system for years. Now, over the past few years, we've never really been able to see what is Julian Edelman like without Tom Brady. We've seen what Tom Brady is like without Julian Edelman, but that's not in the circumstances that we're in right now. But just because we haven't really gotten a sample size doesn't mean we haven't completely gotten a sample size. For instance, in 2016, that was probably the only time we got a look on what Edelman is like without Brady, because that's the time that Tom Brady was serving his 4-game suspension, and Jimmy Garoppolo and Jacoby Brissett were the quarterbacks at that time. During those 4 games, Julian Edelman hauled in 19 receptions for 196 yards and had a reception percentage of 70.4%. Edelman had also caught all 7 of his targets for 66 yards in the one game he had with Jimmy Garoppolo at that starting quarterback. According to the research I did for this video, if you were to expand that over a 6-team regular game season, the numbers for Julian Edelman would come out to 76 receptions on the season for 784 receiving yards, which is not bad at all. I fully expect that Julian Edelman's stats during the 4-game suspension of Tom Brady would have been higher if Jimmy Garoppolo was able to stay healthy and perform out of all 4 of those games and not having our third-string rookie quarterback in Jacoby Brissett having to come in. And the thing here, too, is that Julian Edelman is just perfect for the Patriots system on and off the field. He's a guy who's perfect in the locker room. He's perfect for the Patriots fan. He's able to interact with them. He's able to have fun with us. He's not all serious. He's not all business, but he gets the job done when he is on the football field. Look, it's no secret that something was up between Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. You know, what part was true between what the media released and what parts aren't, we'll never know, at least not for many more years to come. But with every report, there is some sense of truth. And from what it sounds like, Tom Brady just was sick of Bill Belichick. And there is something that I've been hearing go around that I couldn't agree with more. It's that Rob Gronkowski did not retire from football. He retired from Bill Belichick. I think that it is very ironic that, Gronk decides to retire. And then all of a sudden, Brady leaves in free agency, and now Gronk just wants to come back all of a sudden. And when you have issues with coaching staff, especially your head coach, and you guys aren't able to agree on things and you're nicking heads, that truly does affect a locker room, and that truly does affect how players are performing on the field. And there's been many instances where Julian Edelman has been reported that, he loves playing for Bill Belichick, and that is something Edelman is very open to. He clearly has a connection and a love for Bill Belichick. In fact, Julian Edelman's daughter, Bill Belichick is the granddad or the grandfather or something like that to Edelman's daughter. There's been so much speculation going around about the Patriots cutting Julian Edelman or trading Julian Edelman, and I don't know where this has come from because there's been no rumors about this. I think it's more so just fan speculation because of, Brady and Gronk going to Tampa, but there have been numerous reports that the Patriots have zero intention of trading Julian Edelman. It also has to go to mention that not too long after Tom Brady decided to go ahead and sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, there was some suspicious activity going on with Julian Edelman when it comes to his social media, and that's the fact that he had unfollowed Brady for a while, but then refollowed him. Was it on purpose? Was it an accident? I don't know, but of course, just something to mention. I'm sure Edelman being left behind as he sees Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski going to play on the same team without him, it has to hurt a little bit. It is a business, but at the end, like I said, those three guys, that was a brotherhood. That was a real relationship off the field, and that's got to hurt. But Julian Edelman is true to the New England Patriots. He loves Bill Belichick. He loves our fan base, and I guarantee you that he doesn't want to go anywhere, and he's completely happy where he is at, and he's extremely motivated for the Patriots to continue to win. So prove everybody wrong yet again, and if there's anybody who takes on motivation like nobody else, who's able to give motivation to other players, it's going to be Julian Edelman. And with Tom Brady out of here, we're going to need a guy to spark motivation into these other offensive pieces during the regular season, and Julian Edelman, he's going to be that guy. But guys, this is going to be it for today's video. What are your guys' thoughts on Julian Edelman being pumped up and hyped and determined for this upcoming 2020 season? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and like this video if you guys haven't already. It really, really helps me and the channel out, and it costs you nothing. Consider subscribing to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news if you haven't already. And like always, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.